all over through. So the other one is if you can imagine the axe. You hit it with an axe, hit it real hard, and then it splits apart. That one is gaksa. 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 Okay. Okay. Sorry about the delay, guys. A little technical difficulties. Um, but today we're right now. Tui just finished her lesson here. Hopefully, most of you guys got that. Didn't get cut off too early, I hope. Uh, but if you need a little bit of a reminder, I know probably tomorrow she'll maybe she'll do her review or review it over it again. Go through it again tomorrow. And there's pizza here, by the way, today. So guys, the food's getting better and better each time. So, so man, if I could smell. You can see, yeah, yeah, and it's fire roasted pizza because the oven caught fire. Uh, but yeah, since we've been here, it's always good laughs. That's the one thing is Dakota people is we come together and we like to laugh and joke around, not to and eat, laugh and eat and joke around. And you'll notice that's the one thing that kind of binds us together in Sioux Valley here is we like to come and laugh and enjoy good vibes. And that's and eat, and one of the things too, and yeah, yeah, and eat. But there's a few things that we wanted to kind of maybe let the community know as well. This class was kind of advertised as an intermediate, but even if you're a beginner, you could still come, because even if you're still in the beginning phases, then we have uh, others here that we could all work together and catch each other up. But if it was beginning, we would be saying words like hello, ho, for woman, huh? We would be saying stuff like that. And so this one is learning how to put sentences together. And so I'm not expecting you guys to come in here just fluently talking, Dakota, and that's not, yeah, yeah, because I know many are not there. So what we want to do is we're here to study the language and to study how words are put together, so that you can have confidence in building your own language, building the language, building it, uh, putting words together and seeing what we can make of it, kind of like that. So right now we're doing a review, and because we did hear that maybe some of the relatives, they didn't want to come because they thought that it'd be too advanced for them. But no, we're all rookies here. That's we're here to learn, and also to help each other catch up. So I encourage you guys to come on out and hang out with us, and share some good laughs and some good food. Yeah. So, what was there another announcement that we wanted to make as well? Oh yeah. Hopefully we don't get cut off later, but later on too, I would like for us to start a project each individually, and I'll share a little bit about it right now while we're waiting for the food. But each of us learned differently. For me, where I first learned was I didn't want to talk to people. I only wanted to talk to the Creator. And so how I learned first was through prayer. And so some of you might want to do that. I don't even want to talk to people yet. That's maybe too intimidating. I want to talk in prayer. Uh, I know Dee Dee's here. She's maybe going to be working on some sentences that you would speak to the children, you know, in the school. So she's going to be doing that. And then other ideas that I had, and we can think of more as we're going along, but maybe even think of your favorite song that and translating that song into Dakota sometimes could be really beneficial, because the song word for word, right? And so that's an option. Or your favorite movie scene, how would you switch it into Dakota if you were to switch that movie in English into Dakota? That's a possibility there as well. Or the other idea is, as we have some of the leadership that are in here, maybe we can work on, when you go and speak in the community or you go speak at the event somewhere, to work on making a speech in Dakota. Or the other one was too, is like, wouldn't it be nice if we can get somebody 20 years old or 34, a young person, next powwow, you can go up and say the prayer at the powwow, because I was pretty I was pretty inspired by there was a language student that was learning Dakota at one of the powwows, and he's pretty persistent on learning the language. And last year he prayed at the powwow, and I thought he was gonna stand up there and just short little prayer, but man, he was up there for like 2 minutes fluently talking. It was pretty amazing to see that, and I was like, wow, man, we got to get there. Somebody in our community in Sioux Valley needs to get to that level real quick and say, this guy didn't even know how to say a few words last year. Now he's up in the front of the powwow speaking and praying for all of us here. It's pretty powerful. And I know one of the things that Randall and I were talking about is some of us in the beginning, and I remember how this felt. When you go to the prayer events, you're so ashamed because you can't even say everybody this real nice talking Dakota, and then all of a sudden it comes to you, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I'm so sorry, I don't know my language. There's shame that comes with that. And so maybe we can work on some of the words that we use in the prayer places, like omakia, wamaka, all those words that we could use. So that way, when you go and pray, in the ceremonies or the sweat lodges or wherever you pray or however you pray, it'd be nice for you to confidently speak the language in there. And so I know a lot of our relatives feel safer doing that in there. And so uh, how like again how I like to teach for myself is I like to break down these words and build words and then see how we could make those words happen. Um, I am going to do a lesson after Tui's done. She's got some more phrases for us that we're going to be working on here. But I wanted to talk about the word later in a little bit here because it's a real big deal, that word you know, you'll hear that word a lot, and so I want to talk about that here in a little bit. And also there's other things too. As we're going along, going to be creating some videos and such. So, and then be working in the kitchen with some of the kushi and using the words that we use in the kitchen. You know, yukata, yushpan, you know, all the different words to that we need to know. And for those of you that want to speak Dakota in the kitchen, use more words in there. So a lot to cover. We have a whole summer. No rush. If we rush and try to speed things up, then it's only going to ruin things. We don't want to put pressure on anybody. Uh, but at the same time, you know, we want to have a nice goal in mind where we want everybody, when next time we go to the powwow and we hear our elders praying and talking, we all fully understand every word that they're saying. So, yeah. Okay. Wanashpan. So we'll take a little a break, and those of us that are here, we're gonna eat the best pizza in the world and have the best laughs in the world and hang out with the best people. For those of you that at home, you can just hang tight, and then we'll be signing back in a little bit. Oh, I'll just share this. I like this little part. Those of you that are learning Dakota, man, one of the hardest parts is learning your gutturals. So just remember, this is a good word to practice. Look it up. Tuchmaga. Tuchmaga. That's for bumblebee. Kushi, I had a Kushi bee. Her name was Beatrice. And so bee, so I used to call her Kushi Tuchmaga. And she used to really laugh when I say that. So it means a bumblebee. So practice these words, and that's a real good one, a tongue twister. Words that are really hard to say, those are the words that you should be working on as quick as you can. So yeah, Elton, we'll shut down here for a little bit, and we'll see you guys in a bit.
Okay. Okay, taka kate. And that means it's hot outside. And the next one, I have hiya. Hiya. Hiya is no. And huh for a woman, it's yes. Yeah, just put them both on the same line because they're just like one word. Huh. And the men will say, oh.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, it's okay. And the next two again, they're just one word each. Mie, mie, mie is me, and nie is you. Mie, yeah. And nie, yeah. And again, the male will say do at the end. The next one, again, it's there's two words. Hiu, 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 or you can say gua, hiu or gua, and that means come here. Hiu, hiu hon is what a female will say. Hiu hon, gua. That one is just that gua. Hiu hon. You can't really hear the N sound. Hon, hiu hon. Hiu ho ka ki uiekte. Come, we're gonna go over there. Hiu. Gua. Gua. And the next one I have is Timahed Hiu. Timahed Hiu. Timahed Hiu. Come inside. And the next one, Tokaya. Tokaya. Tokaya is first. Tokaya Naji, standing first, like in a line or something. Tokaya. Yeah. And then the other one beside it will be Ahake. Ahake is last. There's Tokaya and Ahake. And that one you don't really need to put the yeah or the do unless you use it in a sentence. And the last one I have is dead iotanka. Dead iotanka. Dead iotanka. Or the next one is kaki iotanka. Dead iotanka is sit here. Kaki iotanka. Sit over there. So that's all I have. So we'll go over that. Takad kateya. Takad kateya. Good. Hiya. Huh. Mie. Mieye. Nie. Yeah. Hiu. Gua. Gua. Gua usually is used for younger children. Himahed. Hiu. Himahed. Hiu. Come inside. Tukaye. Tukaye first. Ahake. Dead iontaka. And gaki iotanka. So sit here or sit over there. Yeah, good for you. Dead Makawacha, I want to sit here.
That gets confusing for a lot of times.
Mm-hmm. So what I want you to do is just go over what you had just learned. Again, work with your partner. Say the words to them, to her, and she can say it back to you, and then vice versa. To get that pronunciation in. Hmm? Yeah. Well, no, separate. Here, and then, huh? Not here, huh? You huh? Yeah. You huh? Yeah. Gua. Come here, yeah. Gua. Okay, if if you're done, I'm just going to go over all of them. I'll say them. And what I want you to do next is just pick any one. You can say Heichitu to the person you're working with and see if they can respond back or know what it means. Okay, but I'll go over all of it first. Okay, the first one is Toket ya un he. De taku he. Or Ka taku he. De is here. Ka is over there. Ka taku he. He chun shni. He chi tu ye. He chi tu ye. He chi tu ye. Oashte chake ye. Oashte chake ye. Oashte chake ye. So when you're writing it down, you can separate them like what JC was saying earlier. O wash de ja ge. Yeah. And so that way, and then you put it all together to make that sound or that word. Hagat kate. And we have hia and ha. And we have mie, yeah, and nie, yeah. Hiu, gua, gua, kima head, hiu, tokaya, ahake, dead, iotanka, gaki, iotanka. Good. So you work with your partner, just use anywhere, mix it all up and kind of quiz, the person you're working with. What? Gotcha. Gotcha is okay. So once you're done that, JC will, Scott JC will take over. Just let him know when.
Okay. Can you hear me? Everybody hear me now with this mic? All right. Yeah, I think we're kind of running out of time here to do the review, so I won't do the review. Instead, I'll continue on with another word that I think is real important. And so, even some of these words here that Tui was sharing, it'll be kind of cool to even break it down a little bit more down the road here. Uh, we did do the words, like some of the question words last time. The who, what, when, where, and why. Doke, dokia, due. The other those ones we did those last time, and we'll review those tomorrow. So tune in tomorrow, and then we'll review. And I'm gonna remind everybody again: if you don't feel that you're at intermediate level, that's okay. Still come down. That's all right. We'll get each other. We'll help each other out to kind of help each other advance pretty quick. Um, and so the word that's really a big interest to me is the word oh. Oh. And so this one, you'll notice again, I put this little line under here. I try to make it look like a nose because in this word, I want your nose to vibrate. Mm, mm. If I just put this like this without that N, it's gonna say ooh, 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 ooh. Hear that difference? Ooh, mm, mm, yeah. So sometimes people would say, put your finger on the tip of your nose, and you should feel it. You should feel it vibrate. Hey. Mm, mm. So when this is like this, get that nose vibrating. Get that nose vibrating. Yeah. And so, okay, I have my notes here so I don't forget anything. All right. Um. Puckety just shaking in there. All right. So you'll notice this word here, it could mean you and I. Two of us. We or You could use it for us or we is another one. And so I'll just give an example of this. Here's a root word, doan. It's just to sing, hey? And here's this little thing here again, Make sure your nose vibrates. Do wang. Not do wa. Not do wa. But do wang. Do wang. Wang. Yeah. Wang. Do wang. Yeah. I always remember I was watching one of the elders gamble at the VLTs, and he kept saying, wah, 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 wah. I always remember that. Wah. In other words, look it, look it, look it, look it. Yeah. Okay. So now we're gonna do a few things with this word here. Just for me, I'm gonna sing by myself. So wa don. That's me. I'm singing. Wa don. Wa is wa. Me. Wa. And so I'll talk about these words. Keep in mind here. Write these down if you can. Ma, ni, and u. Ma, ni, and u. So look at this. Watch this. Ma, ni, u. Got that? Yeah. Ma, ni, u. Yeah. Me, you, us. But you'll notice when you use these words, it's usually you're talking about how you feel or how you're doing. Mawashte. Kind of like that. Niwashte. Kind of like that. So it's different. It's not an it's kind of like a state of being, or like how you are, in that way. Now here's a different one. Wa, ya, and Now I'm still talking about the same thing. Wa, so myself, ya, you, and Now this one's different. It's more of an action, your behaviors. You're doing something. I'm doing something kind of thing. So that's why I put wa is I'm doing it. This is me doing it. Wa. Talking about myself. Wa doa. I'm singing. Now if I put ma doa, it means I am a song. It doesn't make any sense. Ma doa, I'm a song, I am a beautiful song. Ma doa. I don't know if that makes sense, but doesn't. But if you were to put it like that, that's kind of what it says, right? I am a song, madoa. But we're saying I am actively singing, wadoa. Now you are singing. One of you. I'm not supposed to point. Sorry for pointing, but yadoa. You are singing, yadoa. If I said nidoa, it'd be like saying you're a song. It could make sense, I guess. Okay, the reason why I gave these explanations is because we're getting into this word now, the we part. Don. Don. Un. Un. Right. So this word here, we are singing. There's like two people. But if I put maybe a B at the end here, maybe now that's three people instead of just two. Just put a B at the end. Now I just turned it into three of us singing, not just two of us. Now there's three of us instead of just two of us. This made we are singing. Un don. Un don. There's more of us than the two of us singing. So this is the first example of how you could use the word un. But remember, this word is a homonym, so it's also going to mean something else here in a little bit. And we'll use Chui's example of her first sentence here, she put doked ya un. She had that was her first sentence, and so we'll talk about that word. Here's un again. Un. But this one is in this form. It's gonna be like is or are. How you is, how you be, right? When we're asking doked ya un, what we're really saying is how you is, how you be, how you are, right? How are you? So it's a state of being. Uh, ed yaun, you're inside. Ed. We use that word within. Within, it'd be that word ed. Ed. Ed is inside. Ed yaun. You are inside. You. Un. Ed yaun. The word ya, remember you're doing something, right? Ya. So that's you. Ya. Ya don't. You're singing. Ya. Ed yaun. This is the word we would even say when you're alive. You're still alive. You're alive, right? Ed yaun. You talk to guys that talk to their brothers-in-laws. Ungkang always used to have brothers-in-laws in our culture. Brother-in-law, you're supposed to tease the heck out of your sister-in-law, brother-in-law. Supposed to tease them. And then so when Ungkang was getting older, his brother-in-laws would come in, Hanak Ed yaun, they'd say. In other words, are you still alive? Hanak. There's a word. Hanak. Still. That's the word still. Hanak. You'll be saying that all the time now. Oh, look, so and so's Chania. Hanach. Still. Henach. When I was learning Dakota, that word henach, it took me a whole day to remember how to say that. Practicing. How do you say it again? How do you say still again? Henach. Oh, man. I'm so happy my teachers had a lot of patience with me because I asked a question over and over and over and over. Those of you language learners out there have to remember that. Do not be afraid of asking a question, even if you're going to ask that question 1,000 times. We have all the patience in the world for you. So that's how those grandpas would say that. Well, let's write that down. Henach ed ya un. Henach henach ed ya un. Still within you are. Still within you are. Or you're still in there. What are they talking about? They're talking about your spirit. Your spirit's still inside you, right? Henach ed ya un. And then if you wanted to put a question there, you can turn to at the end. Henach ed ya un. Are you still in there? This word still. Henach ed. Within or inside. Ya you be. Ya you be. Henach ed ya un. But remember too, it's so easy when we're reading the language to kind of go monotone. Henach ed ya un. Henach ed ya un. We gotta sing it. Henach ed ya un. Henach ed. Yeah. And so he can answer that, this person, and they could say, huh, or ho, hanach, ed. Now he's talking about himself. Wa, hanach, ed, wa, I am still within. Within, or still within, I am. Still within, I am. Oh, it sounds just Hollywood. Still within, I am. You got to learn how to talk like Yoda. Yoda is really good. If Yoda will learn Dakota in no time. And so here's a word. Here's a sad. I got some sad news for you. James Earl Jones passed away. I don't know if you guys knew this. The guy that played Darth Vader and all the movies. It's kind of like a very Conan. Yeah. And so we could say Mr. Uh, Jones Wana now Ed Shni now. Yeah. Ed Shni. He's not within. Mr. Jones Wana now within is not. Within is not. Ed Ushni. Mr. Jones now within is not. See how you have to learn how to reprogram your mind, how to talk? It's backwards, or it seems like it's in codes or something. You know, in English, it's just more. They say English is the most complicated, hardest language to learn. And that's why I think many of us are having a hard time with Dakota, because we're thinking it has to be complicated like that. It's not at all. It's more simpler. Yeah. Mr. Jones, now within is not. See, it could be is or are or the word be, to be. You could say the word wa'u. Wa'u could be translated to I am. Wa'u. Or I am doing, or, Daya wa'u. I am doing well. I am being well, or wa'u. Yeah, as because it's wa is for the part for me, like what I'm doing, my behavior, and then is the be or exists. Exist is another way you could use that word. For un. So to me, use this one here. This is the sentence that we learned. Doked. That's like how. How. Doked. And then the other word, yeah. How you. How you be. How you be. How you be. I didn't turn it on. How you be. So next time you hear this, how you should be hearing is how you be. And a reply to that would be Dayan is a word I always remembered. Nice word because it's a wellness. It means good, well. I'm Dayan. But you notice we're not saying Dayan. So I was like doing these little D's in there, make it look like a D. Dayan. We're not saying Dayan. Dayan. Kind of sounds like a T and a D mixed in there. Dayan. Yeah, well, it's like a goodness. Dayan Umpi. They're well. How are they? Dayan Umpi. They're well. And so Dayan Wa is now instead of saying ya, now it's me. Wa. I am well. And then you could put the gender, yeah or do. Or if you're Lakota, yellow. Yellow. Here's a little side note. I hear a lot of us saying aho. Real nice word. A lot of us, we adopted that. The Loglala used that word, aho, but it is actually a word that comes from the Arapaho, Kiowa, down south. Made its way up north through the peyote movement. A lot of their elders started saying aho, aho. It's all right. It's a good word, but it's not a Dakota word. But we adopt words all the time. Every tribe does. I imagine. Yeah. All right. Any questions? Yeah. Yeah. So in this way, to be, to exist, that's how we kind of use this word, to be and to exist. But then this one right here, um, it's my actions. Wadoa, yadoa. Uh, Here, let's do one word for. Let's do walking. Walking is a nice easy word to use. The root word mani. Mani is just to walk. That's an easy one. Mani. The real hard one to learn is running. Ianka. We'll talk about that. That's a difficult one to learn. Very confusing. Took me a long time to learn that one for running. Okay. Ma. The song that talks about Mawaniedo. Mawaniedo. There's a song that goes like that. I am walking. And now, so we had that ma, ya, and right? Ma, ya, and By the way, we had one of the elders messaging us and giving us some advice on Randall's phone. Keep doing that, elders, grandpas, grandmas, kushi, unka, dikshi, relatives. Any points that you want us to share or something to add, go ahead and help us out. I really would be nice one of these times to have a panel of the elders here, and then they could be just talking about stuff. That would be really nice. We did that a lot of times in Siston, where we had the elders come, and then we put a picture up, and then they just describe what they're seeing. Yeah. And then one of those grandpas, they put up a frying pan, and that unka says "Daku amape." Something they hit me with. See, there's a word ape to hit. Ape, amape. Hit me. They hit me. Amape. Yeah. Yeah. Hit me then. Amape then. Oh, just oh, jeez. Okay. So anyway, back to Mani. So we have Mani, Mawani, I am walking. Mayani, you're walking. Mayani. Now just two of us, just the two of us are walking. Us. That's the word "u" for us here. Eh? Mauni. Now if there's maybe one more person behind them, you just put a P in behind there. That's three of us walking there. Mauni P. Or four or five or six or 100 or 1,000. Yeah. Yeah. So let's do all these here, everybody. Or Dolly, you're in the bathroom. You say this too in there, real loud. Just kidding. Mani is just to walk by itself. Mani, mani, mani. Mani, mani, mani. Mani. You'll hear me say it over and over and over. Mani, mani, mani. Mawani. I am walking. Ma. When you hear this wa part, emphasize yourself. Ma wa ni. Right? Ma wa ni. Ma wa. Wa. Mawani. 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 And then now, yeah. I'm not supposed to point Dakota. You're not supposed to. That's why I always use Randall as an example because he can go have pray it off and smudge it off and he won't feel bad. So that's why I always use him. Mayani, you're walking. Maya, yeah. And you point to me to use me as a Mayani. You're walking. Mayani. You're walking. Mayani. Mayani. Now just two of you guys are walking. Maoni. You and I, us. Maoni. Mauni. Not mauni. Make sure you got to have that little no nasal in there, hey? We're not saying mauni. 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 Yeah. Mawani. I'm walking. Um, Mani today. I'm going for a walk. Yeah. Oh yeah, I shall. Oh yeah, there's an important word right here. Anytime you're going to do something, just put the word kte at the end of it. Kte. Or if it's going, you're gonna say something. Kata kte. It's going to be hot. Kte. Mawani kte. I'm gonna go for a walk. I shall. That's really how it should be. Saying I shall walk. Mawani kte. I shall walk. You're making a you're making a statement. Mawani. You really want to use emphasis. Mawani kte. Oh, put that in there. Or the women say, yeah. Mawani kte. Yeah. Mawani kte. Yeah. 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 Omani is the one where it's like a travel. I always use this look because it's like a traveling, right? Like more of like you're going around. And so it always made sense when somebody's traveling, they're always going around like that. So it always made sense for me, like where it's like out and about. Omani. Yeah, but yeah, it's a word for travel. We could actually take this next time and figure out other ways to use it. There is you could take one word like that and switch it like that one right there, Omani. That changes it again. Changes the whole meaning. One little word. That Maoni, so that's two. And then the last one, Mauni. Mauni. We are walking. Okay. So we have that understanding. I think maybe we'll go through it just a real quick recap, real quick. I think we're coming to the end of our evening here. Okay, the word and like I said, you can go in here and study. Tui's gonna bring another book of what's that? Adjectives, hey, or verbs. And there we'll use, we'll learn a lot of these. We'll put these together. Omakia, onkia, all those different ways of saying those same words. Help us, help them. Yeah. Oh, we cha. That's another one. Oh, we cha. Them, we cha. You use that word, we cha. Oh, we cha. Help them. Oh, ma kia, help me. Oh, kia, help us. All the different ways of saying those. We'll talk about those. And so we use this simple word here. Doa is to sing. Wadoa, I am singing. Wadoa. Wadoa. Yadoa, you are singing. Undoa, you and I are singing, just two of us. Undoa pi, there's maybe three of us just jamming out and singing, three or four or more. Yeah. See, like we were using that word there. Oh, like mani is to walk. Oashticha. Now you're noticing that like all over outside. It's nice out there, right? Like oashte. Washte is good. Oashte is like you go around all over. It's oashticha. It's almost like it engulfs you, or it's like, yeah. As we're going along, we'll dive deeper into those things. Those good questions. Um and oh yeah, I gotta talk about our project here that some of us will be working on. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. Okay, Undon, you and I are singing. Undon pi, all three or four or more of us are singing. And then the other is the action you. So wa, and I'm sorry, I'm sorry. The other is the is, are, or be. I am. Wa You could say the word for I am. Wa Wa is myself. Wa. You point to yourself. Wa 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 wa. Wa Daya wa We talked about that here in the bottom. I am well. And then this term here, this sentence actually really helped me to understand. Ed ya are you still within? Ed ya ed. So you could say tipiki ed kata, right? Within, inside. There's a word that henach. That's a good word to use. Henach. Still. Henach ed ya'u. You are still within. Even you could say that somebody is sitting in a car for a long time. They're just sitting in there. Henach ed ya'u. You're still sitting in here, kind of thing. Same thing. And then the reply. Oh, henach ed wa'u. Henach ed wa'u. And now we're talking about Mr. Jones. Mr. Jones, wana ed shni. So we're not talking about you or me or us. We're just saying the statement ed We don't have to say you, ya, or wa, me, or us in there. We're just talking about somebody else here. Ed, Mr. Jones. Mr. Jones now within is not. Yeah, it sounds crazy, but once you get it, it's so easy. Yeah, Mr. Jones now within is not. Yeah. And then Tui had a phrase for us, doked ya'u. This is how you be. How you be. How you be. Sound like I'm from deep in the streets of Chicago. How you be. I had a bro down there and lived down in Minnesota, and he was our next door neighbor, and that's how he talked. He was from Chicago. Hey, bro, how you be? Yeah. And then you'd say, well, I be. Well, I be. All right. Any questions, answers, opinions? How am I doing, by the way? I prefer I really like it when I get the reviews. Let us know how we're doing or any way we could improve. Uh, it'd be really nice consistency. Like I heard some of the people that have been here before are not here today. We miss you already. It'll be nice if we can consistently show up, but I know how life is. We get pretty busy. Uh, but I'm really looking forward to how spring is going to look here. And we have much more projects and much more ideas on how we're going to be learning. Slowly, as we're going along, you'll notice be using less and less and less English. Slowly as we're going along. But I didn't want to intimidate everybody, and we're just talking just nothing but we English is how we predominantly speak. But the next class that I'd like to the sentences and the phrases that I'll be working on are some of the sentences that you would need to be learning. Yeah, uspe amaya, I'm learning. Hanach uspe amaya. Like if somebody's getting mad at you, if somebody ever getting mad at you for not saying it correctly or something, like things like that, there's ways you could talk about those things in the language, and we want to get you to that. Like ake'ea, say it again. Wichoye kihe owakach ni reshni. I don't understand that word. Ake'ea, like say it like those words. How to say that, we can go on about that next time. But I just want to say thank you guys for allowing us to all come here, and I'm really excited for what's going to be coming. And I know for me, it took me 3 months to get to the point where I understood Dakota, and that's where I want all of us to get to. Is 3 months will fluently be understanding everything. Maybe, but I was listening to an elder talk about language last night. There was a conference down in somewhere down south, and there was an elder speaking. Don't get mad when you say it wrong, because our tongue, there's muscles that we have to use in Dakota that we don't use in English. So it's going to take a while for those muscles to develop. So this is why we don't sound like perfect in the beginning. It takes a while to develop those muscles. So this is why we don't judge you or criticize you. The last thing that we want in here is shame and guilt. It's the last thing we want. We just want nothing but love and kindness. And I was looking up, I like really going through these words. I used to interview my unka, and I'll quiz him. I was like, unka, what does this word mean? And I'll come up with it. He knew every word in here. I was just amazed. Uh, but this book here has been helping me understand the basics. And I looked up the word Dakota in here, and it was really interesting to me. And it's just, so what does it mean to be Dakota? Does it mean you got to know your language, you got to know how to sing, all of that? But the literal translation, they have two of them. The one is the capital Dakota, it means the people. But the real word Dakota, it means to be affectionate, loving, affectionate, to be caring, And so when you go to a lot of the ceremonies over, you see every kunshi hugging everybody, and being kind to each other, gentle with each other. And that's what you would call Dakota. So if you go and you see somebody, the other day I saw that. The other day I was driving up on top of the hill, and I saw a young man playing with his must have been his niece or his little sister or something, and she was just celebrating, and he picked her up, and they were just happy. That's what you would call Dakota: affection, love, and kindness. So many of us, because of the boarding school, we lost that Dakota, and so that's what we're trying to bring here. Is we would say Wo Dakota, or the Dakota way of life. We're trying to bring that back. So thank you all, Pidamayapi, for all coming here, and Randall. He's really passionate about our language, and so I just want to say thank you for him for all of us to come together, and those of us that are volunteering our time to be here. We're really gonna devote ourselves 100%. And I came home to learn more of the language, and so I'm here to learn as well. I call myself a learner, and I know Tui and I would both agree, because she was mentioning too. her language was taken away, and so we're learners too. We not say we know everything, but we're here to learn, and so because of that, we're all in it together. Meaning, I'm not better or nobody's better than anybody in here. We're all together. So I picked it. Okay, thank you guys for coming, and we'll see you guys tomorrow,
Yeah.
6 o'clock.